Hello everyone, my name's Sarah, and today I'll be discussing the 2019 film Joker and its psychological theories within the film. First, for some background, this movie takes on a new approach to the Joker character. We all know him: purple suit, green hair, red smile, Batman's #1 villain for nearly 100 years. In Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, he's more realistic. Arthur Fleck is a struggling man with many issues, who eventually goes down the path of violence and becomes the universe's version of the Joker. For the first theory, Carl Rogers' theory, he explains how individuals' fulfillment in life is defined by their real self and their ideal self. The real self is who you truly are, and the ideal self is who you aim to be, and it is important to have a balance between your two selves. This is done through congruence. The more congruence an individual has, that means the higher self-fulfillment they have. When people feel accepted and loved, they're more likely to live in a way that aligns with who they are. Incongruence is when there's a split between the individual's real self and their ideal self, which can result in maladjustment. They can be unable to cope or meet the demands of their social environment. For Arthur Fleck, his real self and ideal self are at war throughout the whole film. As a child, he was neglected and abused by his adoptive mother, Penny, and sexually abused by her boyfriend during his childhood. Fleck's ideal self is a distinct polarization of who he is. He longs to be accepted and loved. He dreams of being a famous comedian and often imagines scenarios where he's validated, like being on his idol's late-night show or pursuing romance. In reality, the world constantly rejects him. For example, his neighbor, Sophie. He hallucinates the relationship throughout the film, despite only interacting once. Or when Fleck was ridiculed after his stand-up routine was eventually featured on the Murray Franklin show. All the societal rejection that he faces festers into pain and violence. So, just like Rogers' theory of incongruence, Fleck struggles with self-acceptance and has difficulties with his self-identity. Next, the just world hypothesis. This is from social psychology and is the idea that people are deserving of their circumstances. It shifts blame to the individual rather than the overarching societal issues, and perpetuates a belief that good people experience good things and bad people experience bad things, leading to the notion that the world is fair. The film very clearly criticizes this belief that people's circumstances are always a result of their actions. This mindset usually leads to victim blaming and a lack of accountability for the systems perpetuating inequality. Fleck is a victim of systemic inequality, but the world can't seem to recognize the situational factors influencing his actions. This idea that Fleck is deserving of his misfortune because of his mental health problems, low economic status, and failure to meet societal standards is damaging. After Fleck kills those 3 wealthy men on the subway, the city is divided with their perceptions of his actions. On one hand, the impoverished and oppressed saw Joker's actions as justified and view him as a figure who stood up to the corrupt, rich, good people of Gotham City. On the other hand, the wealthy, like Thomas Wayne, assumed that if people like Fleck made better decisions in life, they would not have fallen into a life of poverty and violence. Fleck transitions from a struggling man to the Joker because he also resonates with the just world hypothesis. He sees the world as a place where those who are ignored or mistreated deserve to take action and stand up. You know the iconic saying.
How about another joke, Murray?
No, I think we've had enough of your jokes.
What do you get
I don't think so.
when you cross
I think
a
we're
mentally
done
ill
with your
loner
jokes.
with
That's
a
it.
society that abandons him and treats him like trash?
Call the police,
I'll
Gene.
tell you what you get.
Call the police.
You get what you fucking deserve.
Overall, the film Joker exhibits these 2 theories perfectly, and Todd Phillips, the director, was trying to warn the audience. Too bad it got lost in translation and now the dude bros have latched onto it, but I digress. Also, I want to show off my Joker cosplays. You know, if you can't tell, I love the Joker, I love Batman. Anyways, thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation.